Okay, wait, I'm not gonna look at the camera. Okay, guys, welcome back to Was That TMI, where we tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. That's what we say.
Wow, I love that.
It's like we have a very special guest, Miss Hannah Meloche or Meloche?
Meloche.
Okay.
Yes.
Meloche.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Do people say Meloche a lot?
Yeah, people say Meloche. People say Meloche. Meloche. I feel like it's rare when people say like Meloche.
It correctly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like right away.
Hannah Meloche. We're excited to have you.
I'm so excited.
So Hannah, I've been watching you for so long, which is like so like if I told myself 3 years ago today that I'd be here with you, I'd be like, no fucking way.
Really?
It's like so cool. Swear. Like I've always been such a fan of you.
Damn. Thank you.
You just turned 22.
Yes.
Happy late birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
What do you do? Who are you for people that don't know you?
So I'm a YouTuber, I would say. I mean, I still post on all the other platforms, but yeah, I'm a YouTuber. I've been making YouTube videos since I was 13.
Which is so insane.
It is crazy because it's almost coming up on 10 years. I realized that.
That's crazy.
Like when I turned 22, I was like, oh my God, I've literally almost been doing this for 10 years.
Were you like posting on, or I guess not posting, but like before you even started at 13, were you making videos, just not posting them?
Honestly, not really.
Okay.
I had like a weird plan with like, I got my camera for Christmas. And I was just like, as soon as it was just like a thing when you know you're a kid and you just like have those weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, when I turn 13, that's when I'll make my first video and I'll post it.
Right.
But before that, I was like the random video star.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like little music videos and stuff.
I actually just downloaded that app the other day.
No, I feel like people need to start using that again.
It's so fun.
It's so fun.
But I feel like honestly, so many like with Video Star and all those apps, even though everything's gone, like there's a ton of apps now, but even when we were like younger, there was still like apps to be like creative like that.
Yeah, it was I used, what was it called? It was like called like Splice or something.
Like, and like editing on your phone and stuff. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, this is me and Hannah's first time meeting.
No, I know. So, I'm like
but we've talked since like 2020.
Yeah.
It's been a while. And I've almost met you so many times.
Yeah.
And we didn't.
But yeah.
I feel like I like knew you. I come to Hannah for advice when I need it.
No, I love it. It actually makes me so happy.
You're so sweet about everything. You're like, here's what I've done in the past and blah, blah, blah.
And
it's been from like even me like moving out. I'm like, what do I do? Everything.
No,
I go to you.
I love that. Like it genuinely makes me so happy. Like when I see your little Snapchat, I'm like, yeah.
That's so cute. But okay, so you've been doing YouTube since you were 13.
Yes.
Obviously, like you've had to grow up online in front of so many eyes, which is like crazy. And then has that like pressured you into like what moves to make in life? We were just talking about how you've like moved all over and stuff.
Yeah. I feel like kind of. There's definitely been stuff where I'm like, I question, like I'll have to stop myself sometimes and be like, am I doing this for content or because, yeah, I don't know.
Because it is like, the thing I think that I relate and like your whole audience does so much to you is because you have like a pretty normal life, but then it's like not.
I mean.
Like not normal, but like you're like a, like you went through like high school normally and then you considered going to college and stuff like that. And like I feel like you're not like you don't do like a whole like influencer like lifestyle. You're kind of like do your own thing but just like bring your camera along. Am I wrong?
No, I mean that's a compliment to me. I feel like I try to keep it as normal as I can. It's funny because do you know Ella? Because I talked to her that I was coming on this
your sister?
Yeah, Ella. Yeah. Okay, because we were gonna do a little hangout at Alabama. One time. Perfect.
Yeah, she goes to school there.
But the advice she always gives me if I ever like question anything, I'm like, oh, do I post this or what am I doing? She's like, Hannah, just be fucking normal. Like, if you're,
but you are, and it's so relatable, which is so cool.
I try. I feel like I always get in my head about that too. Of like, all right, just live your normal life.
Right.
And,
but it is hard, like, because I'll say like with even like my friends or even like family with YouTube. It like what you just said, my parents would be like, oh, let's go do this weekend. And I'm like, oh, perfect, I can vlog it. Or like with my friends. And then I'm like, wait, fuck, I don't want to like put them in an awkward position if they don't want it. But like, that's like my life. What do I do? It's weird.
Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit too, of when your family kind of is growing up and you're like, okay, obviously you want to put your family first.
Right.
you're like, am I like, I want to, it's fun. It's like a video diary of your life. So it's like, you want to also capture that, but you want to be respectful of, you know,
right.
if they don't want to,
if they want it or not.
In the video. Yeah.
Which is, and you have little brothers. So do I. Did they ever like get to a point where they're like, we're done with the videos or no?
Oh yeah.
That's how mine is right now.
Oh,
going
God.
through it. I know.
I feel bad. He's so adorable.
He's so funny. But it's like, and it's hard because like your audience loves them. And but for them, like Cooper and like your brothers, I'm sure it's kind of like, they're like, I don't really want to do it right now.
I think the boys have gotten used to it. And I think it's nice that I don't live at home anymore. Because I think like when I was in high school and I was at home all the time, it was also that kind of like line of what, like, where's the boundary?
Right. Yeah.
And I need to like respect them and respect, their space and when they want to be on stuff and not, because they don't really do like too much social media. But what about Cooper? Does he?
He did. He doesn't as much now. He's also like younger.
Yeah.
But he used to like it, which I think everyone at first is kind of like, oh, this is so new and cool. Like what? And then he kind of was like, as he like got a little bit older and used to it, he was like, I don't really want to do it.
Yeah.
But it is hard too being home, like you were just saying. Yeah. So you moved out of your house first. Okay, well, first you were going to go to college, right? You were considering. I remember watching your video.
Yeah. Well, so I like made it super dramatic, but I was like, when I graduated high school, I think I was one of the only people like in my graduating class that put like gap year on.
Okay,
for,
I
like,
forgot about this.
The graduation ceremony was when they said like, I'm taking a gap year.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like one of the only people that had that. But yeah, I tried to turn it into like this series where I wanted to like go out and travel and be independent when I was 18 and fresh out of high school. But then I like moved out and that was kind of weird.
Is that when you moved? You were still like in your hometown but in an apartment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was in an apartment and I was just living alone. And I just kind of fell into like a little bit of like a depression. And I was just like, I don't know if this whole thing's going to work out because all my other friends are in school right now.
Which is so hard.
I know. And so I was like, God, is this a mistake that I'm not going to college? And then COVID hit.
Right.
And then I moved back in with my family.
Okay.
Well, actually, I moved back in before it
Okay.
hit. But yeah.
Moved back in with them.
Yeah.
And then is that when you kind of decided, because you were doing a gap year, but then you were going to go to school, right?
Yes. So when I moved back in, one of my mom's like requirements was that I take at least two online classes. So
This is so weird. I like remember watching this stuff.
Yeah, no, I was like, all right, I'll take the classes. I just want to be home with you guys right now. Like I can't live alone. So I took the classes and then I feel like because of COVID, I just started applying to colleges too. Right. And I was like, all right, cool. Like I should probably try that out when things go back to normal. Just because I felt like I was like, that's the normal thing to do. And also I had lived alone. It didn't really work out. But yeah, so then I went to like a school that was by my house, like 30 minutes away.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I didn't know you did that. Okay.
Yeah, it was first semester, which is kind of like laughable. I feel like I don't ever like talk about it just because I didn't feel like I got the whole experience.
Right.
But I lived in an apartment with my friends right by the campus. But we like COVID was still going on. So it was like we just did it online.
Right.
So, yeah.
Were you able like going out and stuff? Was
like
there,
able to go out
town and stuff where you could like go or not really?
So it was by Grand Rapids, like which is where my hometown is. But no one really went like into the city to go out, especially since we were all, I think it was a sophomore age. So I was 19.
Right.
So no one really like went to the bars or anything. Yeah. It was COVID too.
Okay, true.
So there was like a lot of rules with everything, and it was just like, you know, like partying was so and hanging out with people even too. Yep. It was just so questionable. So we normally just would have like a few people at our house, and that was it.
So did you only did one semester?
Yeah.
So what do you think? Were you just like, this isn't for me?
Yeah, kind of.
Was it weird having people like surrounding yourself with people who live like the same life you're living, but then you also have like kind of a separate life with like the YouTube social media stuff? Yeah,
I think like in high school it was really easy because I was like, oh, you know, I'm going to high school anyways. I want to get this experience.
Right.
And it was easy because I knew that was happening. But then college, I was like, I have a choice that I can choose to really pursue YouTube, or I can try it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just try to keep a balance with both.
Right.
Yeah. But I don't know. You're in college or?
No, I
No,
didn't
not right
go.
now. Okay.
I never really wanted to go.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just never really wanted to. And then the YouTube thing started for me when I was like 16.
Okay.
So when it started, I was like, okay, I don't really have to go. But I still live at home with like my family. And I'm never really home. Like I'm traveling a lot.
Yeah.
But I do want to move out. But it's like similar to like you moved out and had like your own place and we're alone. I feel like a part of me is like, just do it and I'll feel better. But then I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna be sitting there like, wait, what am I doing?
No.
Like, I don't know.
No,
it's so
I think
weird.
it's smart. You're at home,
and
honestly.
then I could like go with my friends who are in school. But then I feel like I'd be there and I'd be like, okay, but wait, I'm not actually going to school.
Yeah.
And like, what am I doing? It's weird. It's a really weird
I get that
situation.
And I like that, like, yeah, no, because we've talked about this, I feel like a few times, but it's just an interesting situation because you want to take your career seriously, but then you also want to have fun with your friends.
Right. And like
be young
still
and
live the normal side of things.
Yeah, I get that. But I do think it's really smart you're at home because I literally moved out and then was like, that was not
Home.
I wasn't ready for that. And then I moved right back, which is fine. It was, and then I,
now
took
you're
my
in Hawaii,
time.
right?
Yeah.
So did you go right after that to Hawaii? Like after, obviously it was time, but was that your next move?
So yeah, that was when I was still at that house that I was with my friends in. But I kind of just told everyone because school's online still at that point. So it was in the second semester. We were going into the second semester. And I just was like, yeah, guys, like I'm going to go to Hawaii for a month. Like I didn't know if I was going to stay there after the month. But
the month's like not that long.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
So school was online and I was just like, might as well. Like I have friends over there and my grandparents live like one island over. So I was
cool.
Yeah, I was just like, I mean, worst case, I can just go back to school because it was all online. So it didn't really make too much of a difference during the time. But I feel like in the back of my head, I was like, oh God, if I really like it there, like I'm just going to have to stay. Yeah.
And so did you guys wound up staying for like a while, right?
Yeah.
And did all of you like come to a decision to stay or did only you stay?
So I got there like a week before Meredith and Lexi got there. And because I was with Ava, I was just like hanging out with her and her family.
Who lives there?
Yeah, and they live there. And so I was just like catching up with her. And I had already been there for a week and kind of doing like my own thing with her. And I already like kind of decided in my head, I was like, I have to stay a little bit longer than this month. And so when they landed, I picked them up from the airport. And I remember like on the drive back, I was like, you guys, like, I think I need to stay here for a little longer. Like, I think I'm like might want to start looking for a place just for like, I didn't know how it even all worked with like renting places. Right. So I just told them in the car, I was like, I love it here so much. But obviously that's like the excitement, I think, with moving like anywhere.
But now, so you live there full time now, right?
Yeah, I would say like back and forth between Hawaii and Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you go back home like to your parents' house? That's so nice.
Yeah, it's so cozy.
Did they miss you a lot when you moved out?
Yes. I think because it's so far, like I think that I'll go home a lot, like in the winter, spring months. But I always weirdly I'll go home in Michigan for like the summer, fall. But then winter, spring, like I don't really see my family too much unless they come out.
Which I'm sure gets like hard.
Yeah, it's weird. But I also think it's healthy because like the boys are doing their own thing in high school and like living their own life. But then, yeah, my mom just went out and visited me. And then my dad's coming like next week. So it's good. And then I'll be home in May-ish.
Back home to
Michigan.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Will you spend like some of the summer there?
Yeah.
That's fun. That's so fun.
No, I'm excited.
Does Hawaii get really hot in the summer?
In the summer? It gets hotter, yeah.
Or does it like stay kind of consistent? I went for like a week and it was like pretty hot.
Yeah.
But it was in like April, I think. Hawaii's like a cool vibe.
Yeah.
There's places I feel like that feel so much like here, mainland.
Yeah.
Is that what they say?
Mainland, yeah.
But then there's places that like don't. You're on like, well, when I was there, I was in North Shore.
You stayed North Shore?
I like went up to North Shore for like a few things. That was like, I felt like that's where I experienced like the real like Hawaii that you see online.
Yeah.
Versus when we were kind of like down near Oahu, I felt like I was low key like just in like a city.
Yeah. Honolulu feels like a like it's very city-ish.
You really got Dunkin' Donuts. I was like, wait, they have that here? I like didn't know.
It's fun. It's nice. I mean, yeah, Ava lives in the city too.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I mean, it's very, there's very different vibes like each side of the island. So yeah.
So you have your jewelry brand.
Yes.
Jewelry brand. Starlight. Is that Starlight?
Yes.
Oh my God, no way.
Yeah.
Wait, that's so cute.
Thank you.
That's adorable.
Thank you.
When did you start that?
So I started Starlight when I was 18.
Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah. So I in May of 2019, I think. Yeah, 2019. And then started that and then graduated high school. And then I've kind of just kept it going for the past like 3 years. But yeah.
Did you always like love jewelry and stuff?
So it didn't even start off as like, oh, I want to start this company. It just started off because I made this like inspirational little like jewelry like collection set with this other jewelry company.
Oh, cool.
And I just wanted it as like merch, like kind of, because I didn't know, I wanted to do something kind of unique but like inspiring. I don't know. So I made this little like set of earrings, ring, and then a necklace. And it was like this wave, lightning bolt, like moon.
I feel like I remember this.
Yeah, it was like a little collection capsule thing that I did with them. And then I just really liked the process of like designing it and then coming up with fun marketing for it, taking photos. Like I really liked it. And then yeah, that launched and then it went well. And then that's the first company first like manufacturer I partnered with to start my own separate company.
Right.
So I still worked with the people that I'd worked with initially.
Oh, that's so cool.
For a little bit. Yeah.
That's so cool. And then you have the bikinis that you did. Are you still doing that?
Yeah, with Kulani.
Kulani.
Yes.
So fun.
Yeah.
I love that. Did you want to do that because you moved to Hawaii? Or were you kind of just like, you loved bikinis and stuff?
Yeah. I mean, so when I had moved there, I mean, I don't even know how that came up. I think I was on a call with my manager and I was like, I think I was just like tanning outside. And I don't even know if it was on the call or what, but I just remember bringing it up to her. I was like, is there any way we could reach out to like some fun brands and maybe do like a collection?
Yeah.
So like I picked a few of my favorite brands and then Kulani ended up being really interested and I was like, oh my God. Yeah.
They're so cute.
Oh, thank you. Dude, Kulani's like amazing.
I love them. I have the orange little bandeau one. I like worn the shit out of it
with the swirls. Yes,
so cute.
I love that one.
Okay, did you ever feel pressure to move to LA? We're in LA right now, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
What did you think about that? I had like a freak out before even anyone was like telling me I needed to move here. But like obviously when you start, there's obviously people that are like, you should move to LA. And you feel like you should. I had like a freak out because I came here and I did not like it and I felt like I had to. Did you have like an experience with that?
Yeah, I think that's like also the after high school, if because you started in high school. And it's like once you graduate, I think you're just kind of like, am I supposed to again really pursue this?
Right. And you don't know where, like there's not a right answer.
No.
Like for anywhere. So it's kind of just like, I don't know. I feel like I would watch people growing up online and I would feel like, oh, they have it like all planned out and like they probably know exactly what move to make. And then once I was put in it, I was like, what the fuck? Like what the fuck do I do? I
know. Yeah. I definitely think it's like different for everybody, which I mean, I stayed in Michigan after, but I did have plans to move out here. It was me and Ava actually. We're gonna share an apartment and move out here after we graduated, because we were the same age. And I think she came out here and toured with her mom, like a few apartments. I remember her like sending me videos. She was like, "Oh, this one's in Glendale. Like, what do you think?" I was like, "Oh, perfect," because I was gonna go out next with my mom, I think, and look for apartments.
Right.
But it just kind of fell through. Like I feel like we both just weren't ready.
18's young too.
Yeah.
Like it's like I feel like it's such a different experience with like if you're going to college, it's like it's kind of what everyone's doing. So you feel like, okay, I'm moving out on my own, but like I'm still with people my age and stuff. I feel like making a move like that is so like it's scary. It's really scary.
18 is really young. And it's like I feel like there is all that pressure if you're not going to college to at least like move out of your parents' house. But I don't
feel like you have to do something.
Like, yeah, you have to do something. But yeah, I think it's still really young. Like I was not ready when I got my own place at 18.
Yeah.
But
do you like LA now? Do you come here often, being in Hawaii because it's closer?
not really, but I was weirdly here like a month ago.
Oh, okay.
Like, but before that I hadn't been for like, I don't know, like 6 months.
I never really know what to do when I'm here.
Yeah.
It's like weird.
That's the thing, is it's like I try, like I feel like I have some good friends here, but like I try to just like be productive and get like stuff set up, like at least one thing a day.
Right.
And it's weird because it's like, what's productive? Like,
right, exactly.
What is that? Yeah. But like this was, I mean, nice to like hang out and do this with you today.
I know.
But it's like,
I was so excited.
No,
I was like,
know.
Oh my God. It's funny that we're first meeting today.
No, I know.
It really doesn't feel like it though.
No, I know. It doesn't.
Hannah had to go on a fucking hike to get here, by the way.
No, that was hilarious. I was like in the rain, going, I don't know why I didn't even look at the directions, but I was like
0.5
going the wrong way because there was a marathon or race. It was something.
And it's like raining. Every time I come here, I swear the weather's shit.
Really?
Yeah. It's like never sunny. It's so weird.
Huh. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. Someone was saying something about it like raining in LA. And
it doesn't really, right?
Yeah, and how it's been like raining a lot more recently, and it's like freaking people out, I guess. But
weird. Have you ever felt an earthquake? That's so off topic. You have?
Yeah.
Are they in Hawaii?
No, when I lived in California.
Okay.
I lived in California when I was younger, and I felt like a few, but yeah, it was.
Oh, you lived in California when you were younger. I thought you just born and raised Michigan.
No, yeah, I was born in San Clemente, Orange County.
And then were you Michigan from there?
Yeah, and then we moved to Michigan when I was 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But it's funny because it's like I didn't start like YouTube or anything till I was like 13.
Right.
So that,
I don't know. I know that?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I've ever really even talked about that.
8's pretty young. Did you like it though?
Like
California.
California. Yeah, I loved California. Like,
that's so cool.
I was so sad that we were moving because especially when you're young, you have like your neighborhood friends and like,
oh my God,
everything.
Moving. So when I graduated high school, I grew up in like Georgia. When I graduated high school, my family moved from Georgia to Florida.
Yeah.
I literally was like, what do I do with myself? Because it's so weird. It's like so, like you're used to something your whole life and it's taken and you're like, what the fuck?
No, because that was recently, right?
It was like 2 years ago, but I had never moved ever. So I know.
Why do I remember you talking about that? Like it was literally 2 months ago.
And that's when I think I was talking to you about maybe moving out and getting like my own place, because I felt like since my family was moving, I was like, I shouldn't be moving with them. Like I should be going and doing my own thing. But 2 years later, I'm in their fucking like attic upstairs.
Wait, no, I love your room though. I feel like I see it in like TikToks and I'm like, that's adorable.
It's like my mom's guest room. So she like hates me for taking it, but what can you do?
Your mom is adorable too.
She's so funny. So is yours.
Aww.
Yours is like, I like that she's like, is she kind of strict?
Yeah.
But I like it.
Kind of, yeah.
It's like funny.
It is funny.
And I feel like is there a side to her that's like not strict that you can get out of her sometimes?
Yeah. Like
she's been in a lot of videos, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I love her. I mean, as we've gotten, like, as I've grown up a little bit more, I think that I was just kind of a brat when I was like, obviously when you're butting heads with your mom, it's just like, whatever.
And are you close with her?
I'm close with her, a lot closer with her now.
Okay.
But like we've talked about it. I think I like joke about it now. I'm like, oh my God, I was just so annoying as like a 16, 17-year-old. It was just like everything that she said
was like wrong.
Yeah. But
I feel like there's always stages of that. Like everyone kind of goes through that.
Yeah. And I think also I was just like trying to do so much on my own.
Yeah.
And I think in a way it was like to try and like show her like, hey, look, I can do this.
Right.
Because she's like a businesswoman too. Like she has her own businesses and has always like loved that.
Oh, cool.
So I think part of me was always just like, no, like don't tell me what to do. Like I can do it on my own.
Well, and it's weird because it's like this world, like my parents weren't used to it. Like they were like, what the fuck are you doing? So they like wanted to help out as much as they could. But then it was kind of like, you know, you grew up with your parents always being like, I know more than you. But then I felt like in this world, I was like, you don't know more than me, like in a way. I mean, I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing, but like you don't really. So that's I butted heads with my parents about stuff like that before.
Yeah.
Whereas like they're trying to like guide me and I feel like they don't know how to because they're not in this or whatever.
Yeah, no, I think that's what it was maybe. And that's maybe why our relationship wasn't as good, is because I had that same thing of like, no, you know, I can do this. And then it was just comical because I like moved out
Right.
when I was 18. And I was
then
like,
you
I
hated
got
it.
this. And I was like, Mom, please, like, let me come
me
home.
come
And she's
back.
like, all right, fine. You got to take your classes. And I was
Oh my
like, shit,
God.
like, fine, I'll take the classes.
I remember when you moved out. I don't know if you're going to like hate me for bringing this up.
No.
You posted a video fully breaking down.
Bro, that was a low point.
But I don't know if I even was doing YouTube yet. I don't know. But I remember watching the video and I was like, oh my God, this is so relatable. Like I was like, props to her for posting that because that takes like balls.
I don't know like why, because I was like literally, because you know, I don't know if you've ever been through, I mean, I'm sure, but like when you're kind of like not doing well mentally and everything's just like a little bit foggy. My head was like so clouded with everything.
Right.
I was so sad and I recorded that video. I was trying to be productive and like actually make a YouTube video that day because I don't think I did too much.
Right.
And I like sat down to record that and I just started crying and I was like, I'm being so dramatic. Like, what is going on? Life is just weird. And I don't think I even edited it too much. I sat with the computer on my kitchen counter, was bawling, like making minor little cuts. And I was just like so mad. I posted it, closed my laptop, put it in my backpack, like packed in overnight stuff from my mom's house, drove 20 minutes to my mom's house. And I think I just went like checked it maybe in the morning.
Right.
And then people were like, are you okay? Blah, blah, blah. Or people were giving me advice and like, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't even really realize, like I didn't process that. I like posted that, which I think that's one of the only like impulsive sort of like posting things. But I knew I had good intentions behind the video, which is no,
Good. You shouldn't have.
I think I knew I had good intentions behind posting it because I was like, if I'm feeling like this right now, like there has to be someone else that's like, I don't know. So
well, and it was so relatable too because it was like you were young, you'd moved out, you were kind of saying you didn't really know like what the fuck you were doing, which I think was cool from like my standpoint too, watching it because I was like you look at people online, you think they have everything figured out, or not even online, but just you look at other people's lives and you're like, oh, they have it all figured out and planned out, and it's like no one really does.
No. I thanks for bringing that up too.
Yeah,
that was
I
like,
loved that video. Like I hated it because you were like breaking down, but I was like, good for her for posting that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that was one of the only sort of like impulsive things, but I'm glad that it helped. I mean, at least like you, I'm like, damn.
No, it did. I think it probably helped a lot of people. Yeah, but like growing up, this kind of relates to that. Like you're so vulnerable online, like open and stuff. But like growing up, was it weird because you've done it for so long, trying to like grow with your audience or have them grow with you? Yeah. Because it's obviously like you're 13, you're not online like doing stuff you're doing at 22 or like even talking the same. Was that kind of like hard? Do you feel like you have to like fake it for a little bit or no?
I don't think like faking it. I feel like, I don't know. I think sometimes I get very like, what do I talk about and what do I not talk about? Because it is like sort of interesting to try and grow with your audience just because I feel like as I've gotten older, I keep more stuff private.
Yeah.
And so
which is like needed at some point.
Definitely. And it's trying to find that balance of you want to be so vulnerable and real with people, but also I feel like sometimes I just get scared to post stuff because I'm like, oh God, like what if I want to be real? I want to be vulnerable, but also, what if I'm not personally ready to talk about that?
Right. Yep.
Or I'm not ready to, I don't know. So I try and like, obviously like prioritize now like my mental health first. Cause if sometimes I post stuff that I'm like, yes, like this is so real. And then I'll have anxiety about it of like, oh my gosh, was that weird to post that? I don't know what it is.
It's a mind fuck. Like it's really a mind fuck. But I think I was talking to someone, I was saying there's pros and cons of like putting your life out there. And I think the pros, like the one thing that I think is cool about it is like I can be out and if like a fan or like someone comes up, I don't feel like I'm having to like put on this like show, which is cool. Dude, because it's like they know, they're like, I've watched you wake up out of bed in the morning, like, you know, but it's also weird as shit. Like I'm like,
no, you like seeing your Snapchats makes me so happy because I literally feel like even your public stuff, I'm like, I feel like I'm on her private story, which is so cool.
That's so funny.
And like, no, seriously, because you're so active on it too. And it just makes me happy.
Have, like no life.
no, but like it's so entertaining. Like even you just doing like stuff like running around your house or whatever with your brother, it's like so entertaining because you're just so vulnerable with it. And even with me, I'm like I genuinely will think of you of like, okay, I feel like you don't think too deep about sometimes what you're posting, and it's like amazing because I think people can tell too.
I feel like you're similar.
I try. Like,
I think you're very similar. I think honestly too, watching you over the years, you've gotten more like out there, which is good. Yeah, it's a good thing.
I think it's the thing with I try to, but I think like I was saying, like with just getting anxious about it. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I want to, but also I don't want to like be in my head for the rest of the day.
Right.
So watching your stuff, I feel like I'm like, no, I just need to like do it.
That's so sweet.
Be myself.
That's so cute. It is though. It's like I'm a big overthinker with everything, but I feel like yes, for sure. Oh, I was so nervous coming in here today.
Why?
I don't know. I wasn't nervous to meet you. I don't like the ball like being fully in my court, but then if it's not, I'm like a control freak.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think especially because I don't really do too many podcasts either. And then also meeting you, I was like, I want to, I mean, obviously hang out and catch up. Right. Everything too. But I was just like, oh God, hopefully I'm not doing too much.
No, it's like, it was funny because I was like, fuck, I wanted to meet her before we did this. That's why I like brought you in the bathroom and I like talked to you.
You're like, let's catch up a little bit.
But I don't know. I overthink everything. Like I'll have to call someone to make a decision of like what fast food to fucking get. I don't know. I am so vulnerable and I'll like put anything out there, but I'm a huge overthinker. But I feel like being in this space, everyone is kind of. Like, would you say you are?
Oh, yeah. And I say really, like, I just say really because I don't know like why. I just look at you and I'm like, you're just living your life, doing your thing. But for me, I think I've definitely gotten a little bit more anxious as time goes on and just overthinking what I post because of the whole, like, you want to keep stuff private, but you also want to be real and fun. And like, I just, at the end of the day, I'm like, don't think about it too much because everyone's like just living their life.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. So I think that's what I try and keep in mind.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's very good. And I always think too, sometimes when I like question saying something, it's kind of like, I think back to like myself before I did this and I'm like, if I watch someone else do it, could I relate or like what would I think? So I kind of like try and put myself in that mindset a little bit.
Yeah, but that's probably the healthiest way to do it. Of like, who would you want to watch? Like, what would like they be talking about and kind of posting? Yeah. So definitely, I think that's a good mindset to have.
And so you've definitely gone through like relationships online. I don't know what we talk about.
Oh no, I don't care.
And that's something that's super personal. As long as like or as well as like friendships too. Yeah. Would you say that like one kind of can like putting your relationship online like affect it? And then
Yeah. I think that's the thing where it's like I just wanna be normal and like post whatever. And it's all very normal, but I think there's certain aspects of like, for me, it just makes my job easier. And it's also like video document, like it's a video diary. So like every
You're
chapter.
Saying easier to put it out there.
Yeah. Put it out to hide it. It's hard to keep that like super private, especially when it's like, I mean, someone you love. Part of your life. You're just like, I want to, be normal and just document my life and put it out there. Yeah. So I think that just makes it so much easier. But I don't know. I think it definitely has an effect. Right. But I don't know.
Are you single?
I'm single.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Do you think if you got in like another relationship, you would put it out there? Or do you think you would want to wait?
I don't know. Like, I still don't know. I think I don't know how much I don't know how long I would wait to put it out, because I think if I was dating somebody, I would definitely like wait a little bit. Yeah. And then I also think it's good because not posting somebody, like to have that sort of boundary is healthy for the relationship. But so I might do that possibly in my next one, but I don't know. Yeah. I'm kind of just going to wait and see, but
I guess it depends too, I think, on like the person also and like how the relationship would be.
And what they would want too. Right. Because it's like maybe they don't even want
that
online, which is kind of cool because then it's like, no, like I just want you for you.
That is. Oh, you're so cute. Are you like looking for a boyfriend?
Honestly, not really.
Not really.
No.
I feel like I like never have like looked for that, you know?
Yeah. I think that's the best way to do it is to just.
Has it been weird having like this public thing and like, because when you think about it, if you find someone who like does not know you at all and then you just like meet them and like you're obviously yourself online, but like when you're first meeting a guy, you're going to be like maybe a little shy or something.
Yeah.
And then I'll like, okay, guys that I've met and then they don't really know who I am online or anything. I'm like, okay, fuck, now I'm going to go home. They're going to look me up and like see me literally taking a shit online. Like it's like.
Wait, I love that though.
Yeah, but then, okay, because then I guess I'm like.
It's you like for you. It's like, yeah.
True. But then I'm also like, it's so weird. Like, do you feel like that sometimes?
Yeah, I don't even know. I'm like trying to think. I feel like I don't even talk to like guys. Like I don't go out and meet like a ton of guys.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I get that though of like when they go look it up and they're like, oh wait, what is this? Like it's like, oh yeah.
Did you ever have a point where you were kind of like, okay, I'm definitely like, there's kind of no going back from where you're at now, would you say? Like, do you think that's right?
Oh, going back, like as in like you maybe not posting as much?
Yeah, or like kind of like you're already out there, your name's out there and you have like a little bit of a following, like you can't like go back now. Do you ever have a like, oh my God, I regret this ever?
Of like doing YouTube or anything?
And like putting your life out there and just being in the public eye?
I don't think so. Just because me documenting my life, I feel like it's good to look back on for me. But that's also, yeah, I think it's like also nice to have a community of people that like kind of grew with you. Yeah. And I think that's really, really unique. So I wouldn't take it back, even though I've like whatever been super anxious about things I've posted online, or I'm like, oh my gosh, like there's definitely people that don't like me out there, and it's like that makes me anxious sometimes too. But at the end of the day, it's like I'm me for me. Right. Yeah, I have good intentions. Like I don't know. I wouldn't regret it.
And I think that's the main thing that I try, because sometimes I will like you said, when it gets like foggy up here, like sometimes I'll look at all my stuff online and I'll just be like, who the fuck even am I? Like I really do have that, which people I think wouldn't expect, but I do. And then I'm kind of like, am I gonna regret this in like 3 years? Like, because I go back, I'm sure you do too, go back and watch what you said at like 16 and you're like, what the fuck was I talking about? Like I do that even now.
And I think that's just a part of like growing up, because I mean, regardless of whether you post your life or not online, like I mean, looking back on Snapchat memories too, like things will pop up and I'm like what was I doing? But yeah, I feel like that's just a part of like growing up, and people like probably admire that you're, again, I've said that like 5 times, but so real. And so it's like,
you too though.
Yeah.
You too.
Oh, I appreciate it.
I think we have like very similar kind of like things going online. I would say it's pretty similar.
Yeah.
I think I'm a little more like you're a little more like clean, which I like. Like you're more like professional with it, which I think is like awesome. I wish I could be like
that. I love your stuff. I wish I could be more like you. Just like, yes, dude, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I do keep you in mind. Like when I'm like questioning things, just post it.
That's so cute.
Yeah. No, seriously.
Wait, what'd you do for your 22nd? I wanted to ask you that. It looked so fun.
I went to Napa Valley.
Okay. Where is that?
California. Okay. It's like Northern California, like a little bit north of San Francisco.
Okay.
But it's like hilarious because for my 21st, it's like, oh, I turned 22, and all of a sudden I'm like being like sipping wine at a like winery. Napa Valley.
Your like TikTok of it was so fucking funny.
Oh, what one?
But it was like, this is my first glass of wine. Oh, I don't know if it was yours.
Dude, I was like the only one. I was like blacked out at the winery. Funny, everyone else was just like tipsy. Like,
was that weird starting to put that stuff online?
I think like
you didn't do it too heavily. I feel like
I try. Thank you. I try not to, because I'm like, again, for me, I didn't want to overthink it.
Right.
Because I was kind of obnoxious on my 21st birthday, but I was like also,
as you should though.
That's the thing, is that I was trying to find the balance of like being normal and like having fun with my friends, but then also like I want to have fun with people online. Like that's so fun. Like turning 21 and kind of like making that shift of like I can post alcohol now, and like feel confident in that and feel like that's, you know, it's a part of like evolving, I guess, as you get older and just growing up. And so I think that was important for me to like start showing that. But yeah, no, once I turned 21, just started posting a little bit more of that stuff, just because I was like, for me, it felt better and more normal just to like, okay, yep, I drink, like put that online as a part of, you know, just literally just growing up.
Right? Yeah, it's like similar with like you just said, like I'm not saying drinking is a huge part of your life, but like when you turn 21, like it can become a part of your life. Yeah, and like that's what like your friends are doing maybe and stuff. So it's kind of like even similar like the relationship thing. It's like you want to be able to just film that and put it out there.
It's almost like it's just normal. It's just normal, just and it's a like, part of turning. Yeah, and even if it's like, I don't know, just posting that, I feel like makes you feel more yourself. Do you ever feel like that too when you post stuff that maybe you were like questioning of like if you should post it online or not? Does it ever make you feel like closer to yourself sometimes? Because
I think like, I get what you're saying. I think you
just feel more like real.
Yes, and it's too like I think once I post it, I'm like, holy shit, I was overthinking that for no reason. But I know what you're saying. I just posted something actually about, because I'll talk about like how I kind of struggle finding like girlfriends, because like literally since before I was even online, like 8th grade me, like I didn't have a lot of friends. Like I just always kind of struggled. I'm like kind of like insecure when it comes to like that type of stuff.
Really?
And I talked about that on like my last episode.
Okay.
And I was so like, people can take this the wrong way. People are gonna like maybe spin it as like, oh, like she's so like pick me or whatever for saying that like she doesn't have a lot of girlfriends. So I wound up just putting it out there and people were like, I relate so much. And it was like, I was like, okay, I was worrying for no fucking reason.
That's the thing, is it's like there's so many more people that are similar to you than you realize. And like I feel like everyone goes through different stuff. But like, I mean, you hear that all the time, like, oh, you're not alone. Like you're genuinely like there's so many people that go through so many similar things. So the more real I feel like you are, that just people can relate to that.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like, it's nice. It's comforting when you get like that good feedback too of like, no, I do that too.
Because then you realize too, like, I'm not alone. It's like, as they're nice. Like, oh, now I don't feel like Sadie feels this way. I don't feel alone. And I'm like, okay, but that just helped me too, knowing that you feel the same way.
And you were like, yeah, why was I overthinking that?
Thank you so much for coming on. You're awesome. Dude, I like want to hang out with you.
I know. I'm like, what are we doing after?
Guys, Hannah's awesome. Check her out. YouTube. You would say YouTube's your main thing still?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
YouTube. And then you have Starlight Village.
Yes.
Have you released like new collections recently at all? Or
no new collections right now, but next month, yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Fun. Thanks for having me. Excited we got to meet. And this was fun.
So fun. Guys, thank you for listening. Hannah, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
See you next Monday. Bye.